That girl inside you, she needs some air. She needs some sunshine. She needs some moments that will make her smile again and believe in the magic of living away from noisy streets and people bouncing off of each other. Nurture her every now and again. Slow your day down and have a dance together because she'll always be part of you. And forgetting what's inside us is why we stop believing in the magic.
Hello my friends, welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay, and I want to thank you for showing up today. Today is a collaboration, and it's Coasting Through the Week Coaster Wednesday. And we create coasters in all kinds of ways, not just to set a drink on. You can create them any kind of way that you would like. And this is a collaboration between two other artists and myself, and that would be Resin Me Up and Marvelous Artsy. We have others join every week, and I hope they will be returning this week, and I hope we will have others join as well. Okay, I decided to use this as my coaster mold. And then you'll find this little Care Bear sitting here. And a fun fact about this is Care Bears is a multimedia franchise that debuted in 1983, born from a collaboration between American Greeting and toy producer Kenner Toys that built on the success of Strawberry Shortcake and Holly Hobby. You can Care Bears were known for not only killing you with kindness, but with love, friendship, and more. And this was one of my favorite things growing up, was Care Bears. So we're going to take this mold here, and I'm going to take one of my plugs, and I'm going to place it down in here in the center. And we're only going to fill this up just about that much, just enough to get the shape of the Care Bear. And then we'll take the plug out and place the plug in our coaster, and then we will put the Care Bear over it and line that up and get him down in there in the coaster. And then we'll pour a clear layer of resin. Let that get to a sticky state, and then we'll follow that with our color. And then we'll remove all of that, and then we will plug our hole up with some acetate sheet, and it will be a shaker when we get done. And I'm going to use this Posca pen right here to draw my face on. I hope it's going to draw in there and stay on there. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, the marker is dry in there now, so I'm going to go ahead and pop my plug in there, right in the center of the belly. Okay, that looks about right. And then I want it to be purple, so I'm going to use this Recollections Fairy glitter. I'm just going to put about maybe 2.5 scoops in there. Let's see what that, I don't want to get too much. Yeah, that's perfect right there. That may be a little too much. Okay, I'm going to let that degas for about 3 minutes. And while that's degassing, I have this that I picked up from my local Walmart. I love Hello Kitty. And this is Collect Them All. And it's a keychain. And you don't know which one you're going to get. But these are the ones they have. And I want either the traditional one or I want this one. So let's see if I get either one of those. I didn't get either one of those. Let's see which one I got. Oh, it's cute. It is so cute. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is precious. See her in there? Isn't that so cute? There she is. Hello. Oh, that is cute. I won't get to keep this keychain. My daughter's going to steal this from me. I know she is. So I'll get to go get me another one in hopes that I get the one of the ones that I want. We got one of these right here. We got this one right here. That's the one we got. But yeah, I would love to get one of these and one of these. And these are pretty cute, but I'm not too keen on those right there. But I do want one of these and one of these. And I already got one of those. So, and that lime green one's really cute too. So I'll take that one as well. Alright, I think our resin's ready to pour. I'm going to set my keychain over here to the side. I got a mess to clean up. Glitter everywhere. Okay. I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol in the mold. I hope it doesn't make my paint, my marker go anywhere. Okay, here we go. Now we don't want a lot in here. We just want a little, because we don't want it to be too filled, because we're going to have to put it down in the coaster. So I think that's going to be plenty. And I'm just going to take my little silicone tipped brush here, and I'm going to go around. My window was left open in here, and some of the little bitty bugs are coming to the light. I have it screened, but I was babysitting my daughter's cat, and I didn't know that she would try to get outside any way that she could. And she come in my craft room, she nudged the door open and came in here, and she went right straight through the screen on the window, busted the whole screen out. So, yeah, that's why I'm having all these bugs in here until I get it fixed. It's always something around here, I tell you. Alright, now I'm going to run through here with my heat gun and pop those surface bubbles. I don't know how much more I can take these little light bugs. Oh, they're getting on my last nerve. Okay, I'm going to spritz some alcohol in here. They better watch it coming in here. They're going to get on in some resin, and they're going to wish they wouldn't have flew off in here. They're getting that resin, and they won't be going home. Okay, we're going to let that go ahead and cure. And then I'll meet you back when it's done, and we will start on this part of our project. All right, I'll see you later. Okay, let's get our plug out of here. Oh, it needed a bit of cleaning. And then let's get our little friend out of here. Man, I gotta clean that mold. I stuck it in my my resiner's debubbling machine, and it bubbled all the way up and outside of the mold. But I'm assuming it has no bubbles. Oh, goodness gracious. And there he is. Looking so cute. Looking so cute. Alright, let me clean him up a little bit here. Okay, I got our Care Bear cleaned up. And there's another little spot right here that I'm thinking about putting black through. You see it? It's to separate his face from his arm, I guess. To kind of show you that, you know, that's his arm. I wonder if we should leave it or put something in it. What do y'all think? Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to take the Posca marker here, and I'm going to just mark inside of there, right like that, and I'm going to let it dry. Go over his eye right there. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Yeah, that's really cute. Let's go around this too. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll go ahead and get the resin prepped and ready for our tray. And we're going to need to make sure that is, however we're going to put our bear in there, we need to make sure that this is on there right. And I want to make something on my Cricut, a vinyl that we can put on the other side. I don't know what I'm going to put on there yet, but it's going to have something to do with kindness. Because I want this to be the kindness bear. Alright, I'm gonna touch this up a little bit because it's, there we go. Yeah, that looks much better. There was a little area in there that wasn't colored. Okay, I'll meet you back when that's dry and I have some resin ready to pour. I'll be right back. I'm afraid that when we place this bear down into our coaster here, that black is going to bleed into our clear resin. So I'm going to take this UV resin right here, and I'm going to place it in those areas and cure it up with my Let's Resin UV lamp. This is my favorite Let's Resin UV lamp, and I am really, really enjoying it. And if anyone would like to treat yourself to this, you can use my discount code. I will put it here or here for you to save you some money. Okay, let's go ahead and take this UV resin right here, and I'm just going to drop it down in those areas there. And then we'll take like one of my little skewer sticks and we'll spread it out in there. And then we'll cure it up. And that way we'll know that it's not going to smear in our clear epoxy resin and mess our whole coaster up. I've got a few bubbles right there. I'm just going to spritz a little bit of alcohol and pop them. There we go. Alright, now I'm just going to lay that down there, and then I'm going to cure it up. I'll meet you back when it's cured. Okay, I've got my resin right here, and I'm going to take my CLOUDS resin bubble remover machine, and I'm going to place my cup right there, and I put it in one of those bigger cups so that when the pressure starts to hit the cup, it's going to start rising, the resin's going to start rising, and we don't want it to bubble over. So that's why I put it in a bigger cup. Now we're just going to put the lid on, and then we're going to press power on the dial, and then I'm going to turn the dial up, I can hardly see it, to 10 minutes. And I'll meet you back when it's finished. It's not a clear cup, so you won't be able to watch this one debubble. So I'll see you back when it's finished. Well, actually, we could demold a few items if y'all don't mind the machine being a bit noisy. We have this shaker to demold. And this was from another project. You all will see it eventually. And then here's another one. This is one of my newest shakers that I got, but you've seen it too. It's super cute. I love that glitter. Isn't that beautiful? Then I done this one in the center here, and this is sort of like a nurse or someone in the medical field shaker keychains. And I have some in there, but this one's not ready to take out yet. I want to do another pour over that, but this center one we can take out. And I painted the thermometer in that one, and I need to pour in it. I don't know how hard these are going to be to put the acetate sheet on. Oh, that turned out so pretty. We'll do that medical cross right there in red, and then we'll put a little bit of UV resin over it to make sure it doesn't come out, and then we'll fill it up. That's going to be cute. Then I've been filling this up right here, and I haven't been filming it because I've been forgetting to do so, but this is for my giveaway. Remember the new way we're going to do it? We're going to fill some smaller molds up and then put it all into one mold, and that'll be a giveaway. I need to get some molds out here for y'all to choose which one you want for us to put our little pieces in. And here's my cup. This is what we have so far. But I thought these were so cute. That's little cherries. Isn't that cute? I know they're in purple, but I did do some that look a little better right here. Now that actually looks like a cherry. But I was trying to hurry up because my resin was getting a little hot. So I was just trying to drop it in wherever I could. But I love this little fruit mold. And I didn't pour them very deep, you know, because we're just using these in another mold. And these are little green apples. Or I guess that could be a pumpkin. I don't know. But this is a fruit mold, so that's an apple. Go ahead and get all those out. But this little fruit mold is so cute. And then these are grapes. Aren't those cute? So I'll go ahead and get all the grapes out. And there's even some bananas in here too. And a pineapple. See, there's the banana. Well, let me turn it around this way and you can see it better. That's the bananas. And then there's the pineapple. But I thought this would be cute. What do y'all think? And see how I didn't fill the mold up all the way? Do y'all think this would be cute for our little fillers as a mold, or should I go smaller than that? Y'all let me know, because I've never done this before. Do I need to go a little bit smaller than this? Is this a bit too chunky? Y'all let me know. Alright, that's all of them. Okay, we still have about 5 minutes on our debubbler, so I'll meet you back when that's finished. Okay. Our resin is ready. Okay, now we got to figure out where we want our bear. We could do it that way, or we could do it this away and put something there. Or we could do it right in the center. Would have more room to put something over here if we moved it over, though. Or move it down all the way. I think I like that idea. And then we'll have that room. See, it'll look like this. And then we'll be able to put something up here with vinyl. I like him in the center too. Oh goodness. What's the worst that can happen? I end up not liking it and make another one. So I'm going to put it right here. And now we're going to go ahead and take our plug. I think that's how I had it. Put it right there. Yes, that's not moving. But I'm going to have to pull that up because we've got to pour our resin first. But I'm going to leave the plug right there because that's where we want it at. And if we end up with any bubbles here, that's fine. We can deal with them on the other side. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spritz some alcohol into the mold, and that's going to help with bubbles forming on our mold. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour the resin. And I'm going to pour slow so we don't introduce any more bubbles back into the resin. Hopefully I mixed up enough. I don't want a lot of resin in here. I just want the base filled. Just enough to hold our bear in place and give it just a little top coat, you know, for the other side. Because when we put color in here next, we want the bear to be seen. If that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. There's not maybe half a teaspoon left in there. And now I'm going to go ahead and run my heat gun through it and pop any of those surface bubbles. Spritz some alcohol. And now I'm going to spray some alcohol on the bear. And go ahead and put him on there. Hopefully we won't get any bubbles on him. Now I want to add just a little bit of glitter. And I'm going to take the silicone tip brush here and just slowly move that glitter through it. And the reason I didn't mix it up in the resin is because I didn't want to stir it. I should have put the glitter in there before I put it in the debubbler. But I wasn't sure I was going to add the glitter until I got it out. So I'm going to slowly move through here and get the glitter dispersed out throughout the coaster. Okay, I think that's going to do it. And I will meet you all back when this gets sticky, which will probably be in about 5 hours. And then we'll go ahead and pour our final pour onto it. Alright, I'll see you later. Does anyone know where to get the hardware at that's on these earrings right here? If you do, let me know. Okay, we're ready for our next step. I have 3 cups here. And I'm using the Bond CRAFTOR epoxy resin. And it's a 1-to-1. Part A and a part B. Part A is your resin, part B is your hardener. And I'm going to use my Sigwong transparent colorants. I'm using pink, blue, and yellow. And then we're going to put some clouds in where the, just a few clouds in. Okay, and we're going to have to do another pour over this because the clouds, I believe, are going to float. I'm not sure. I've never used this brand before. I got these from Temu. So let's go ahead and get our colors mixed up. I'm just going to put 3 drops in there. Let's see where that gets us. Less is more. We can always add, but we can't take away. And I just did 2 drops in that one because that blue is pretty dark. Get these stirred up. And then I'm going to go pop them in the bubble remover machine. My Let's Resin bubble remover machine. And I finally got some clear cups. And I want to talk to you all about
the kind of cups that I was using in here, I want to tell you what happened to me and why you shouldn't use the cups that I've been using. Alright, we got those stirred up, so I'm going to go ahead and pop them in my bubble remover machine. Okay, we're going to take the top off of it. And we'll just place each cup in there. And they'll be clear so you can watch. I'll do this in a time lapse and you can watch it take the bubbles out. Alright, I'll see you back when it's finished. Alright, we're going to get them out of there. And now we're going to go ahead and spritz some alcohol in the mold. Let me move these over here. Scoot that up a little bit. And that alcohol is going to help with any bubbles forming on the edges of our mold or around our bear. Alright, I'm going to pour the yellow down here. Now I'm going to take my heat gun, pop those surface bubbles. And I wonder if we have enough to, if our clouds float, if we have enough to pour another little layer of resin in there. What do y'all think? We may have to dip some of that out of there.
Okay, I scooped a little bit of the resin out so we would have enough room to do another pour in there to cover the clouds, so they won't be sticking up out of the resin in the back. Alright, now I'm going to spritz some alcohol to pop those surface bubbles. And then we will let this go ahead and cure for a little bit, and then we'll do our last pour on the back. Alright, I'll see you later. I forgot to mention about the cups. I don't know if you remember, I've been using these cups in my craft room quite often. And you see those little lines there? See when I run my finger down it, you can hear it? Well, on the inside of the cup, it's the same way. So I was making a mold, and the mold was cured and everything. I popped it out. Well, a certain part of the mold was sticky and it wasn't cured. So the only thing it could have been, because I measured it right, I stirred it right, because I was on a timer. So the only thing it could have been was some of the silicone didn't get stirred up because it was sitting in these crevices in the cup. So when you stir, there's no way you can get inside of those crevices. There's no way you can get in there and get all of it out to get it all stirred up. So do not use this kind of cup. Make sure you use a cup that's flat, smooth. It doesn't have any bumps, any lines in it, or nothing, because that could happen to you. So learn from my mistake and don't waste your stuff. Learn from me because I wasted a whole mold. It's still sitting over there and it's still very sticky in that spot, and it's been that way for 2 weeks now, so it's not going to cure. So I've lost all of that silicone. So I'm just trying to help someone else out and bring some awareness to these kind of cups. Yeah, toss them out. Don't use them. Trade for the smooth cups. Alright, I'll see y'all back in a little bit. We are ready to go ahead and pour over this. It's sticky. It's not fully cured. Okay, I got my resin out of the debubbler, and I'm going to spritz some alcohol in the mold here. Now let's go ahead and top this one off. I got some glitter in it. Hopefully I made enough. Oh yeah, there's plenty there. Okay, now I'm going to spritz some alcohol into the turtle here. Now let's go ahead and pour the turtle. Okay, I think he's full. And now I'm going to take my heat gun and run it through here and pop any of these surface bubbles that I see. Okay, now I'm going to spritz some alcohol, pop the surface bubbles. It's demold time. All right, let's get our coaster out and see what it looks like. Oh, that is so cute. That is too stinking cute. Look at that. And look at the plug. Nothing got underneath it. No resin got underneath our plug. So let's go ahead and pull our plug out. And we're going to have to put acetate on the front and the back. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have left some resin right there. Lord have mercy. Oh well. We had to do it anyway. Well, we wouldn't have had to dome the top of this, but I like to dome everything because it just gives it that extra pop. You know what I mean? I dome everything. That turned out so beautiful. I love it. But we're not going to get to finish it in this video because I didn't take that into consideration. And I'm super sorry about that, my friends. I don't even know if we should put anything on it. I think it looks good like this. I was going to put be kind on it or something because he's our kindness bear. But I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't think I'm going to put anything on it. But of course we got to fix the shaker in him. That turned out so cute. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Let's see here. I'm sorry, you guys. My mind is not really in my craft room this past week. It's been a really crazy week. My daughter's been going through some things, and my father-in-law is been really sick, and my mother's been going through some things too, so my mind has not really been here. I knew better than that. And I cannot believe I did that. I cannot believe I made a mistake like that. Oh well, we can fix it. It's not like we can't fix it, right? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... You see how there's a little bit of resin poking out right there? We need to make this flat and flush. So our acetate sheet on the back will be the same way. Because when we dome it, we don't want anything poking up. So I'm just going to trim it and make it nice and flush. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie here and I'm just going to go around that hole and trace it. Now I'm going to cut them out. Now we're going to take this paper towel here and I'm going to spritz some alcohol on it. And then we're just going to take our acetate sheet there and clean that marker off the top of it. Here we go. We're under a severe thunderstorm watch right now. So if you hear lightning, thunder, rain in the background, you'll know that's what it is. Because I have a lot of ventilation running through my room and you might hear it. Okay, what I'm going to do so you guys can see what this is going to look like we're just going to pop some UV resin on it with the acetate sheet, and I'll show y'all what it's going to look like. And then I can just pop that off and finish it, and I'll show it to you in another video. So let's go ahead and take the acetate sheet here, and I'm going to pull the film off the top of it. And I'm just going to place it down there. And I'm going to go ahead and put some UV resin on the top of it. Let me get my light ready before I do that. Okay. And now I'm just going to pop some UV resin over the top of it. Okay, now I'm going to cure that up. Okay, now we're going to take it up, and it's cured. And now I'm just going to turn it on this side, and we're going to go ahead and fill our shaker up. And I'm just going to put a few things in it just to show you what it'll look like. We'll put in a few of these stars. One of these smiley faces. And then we'll put in a couple of these rainbows. And then let's put in, I can't find my butterflies, you guys. I don't know where they drifted off to. Yeah, they flew away. And my lights are blinking, so I think our power's fixing to go out. Oh, goodness. What a day. Okay, now I'm going to take, I'm not going to put anything else in there because I'll just have to dig it all out. Let's put a few more of these in there, just so we can see it shake. Let's put a few of these little balls in there. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the top of this off. Pop it on there. And then UV resin it onto that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cure that up. And I have some little stands here that we could look at another way that you could display this piece. I don't know, but some of y'all might have the mold like this, that you just put them into each other like that, and it makes a little stand. You could do one like that. Isn't that cute? And I don't know what this other stand will look like, but I also have this mold. That piece pulls out of there, and you just snap it in there. I love this stand mold, and I have the bigger version of it as well. I don't know if this one's going to work or not, but oh yeah, that's cute. Yeah, that's cute on there. But that's, you know, another way that you could display a piece like this. Share with me how you would display a piece like this, other than a coaster. Let me know your idea. Okay, we are finished, my friends. And there it is. And it's so cute. So cute. Of course, we're going to put some different things in there when I finish it up. But I will make sure I do that with you all. I'll show it in a video so you don't miss anything. I just didn't have time in this one, and I didn't know it was really going to go that way. So yeah, I made a boo-boo with that. I wasn't paying attention, and I should have been, because I should have left some resin underneath that plug. When I done that very first pour, when we put the bear in there and we did the first pour, I shouldn't have put the plug in there. I should have put the plug in next, and then we would have had that front part sealed already, and we wouldn't have had to do this step. But like I said, I was going to dome the top anyway, so it's really not a big deal. I think it turned out cute, and all I'm going to do is just pop that off and finish it with epoxy resin. Okay, we're going to go ahead and demold our turtle here, and that resin started setting up on me, so it looks a little bit funky on the back, but we just want to see if it's going to what it's going to look like on the other side. So yeah, I had that resin out too long and it was getting hot. And there it is. Okay, now I really don't like that, but I'm gonna have to leave it. It's when I put the little stones in there, it made like little sections, you know, in it. I don't know if y'all can see it. You probably can't, but you see through there? It made like little sections in it where it's oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's almost like some diamonds are missing is what it kind of looks like. Maybe we'll just stick with the other ones. Yeah. I don't like how that one turned out. So I guess we'll just stick with the other two, and that'll be the ones that'll be in our giveaway. Okay, now let's demold these pieces here. This one is Pink Panic, my glitter Pink Panic. Let's see what it looks like. And there it is. Isn't that pretty? And this one is Sunset and Chill. And there it is. It's real sparkly. And this one is Fairy Tears. Yeah, this is Fairy Tears. And it is one of my favorites. It's so pretty. And this one is Mermaid Poop. Isn't that pretty? So beautiful. And I'm going to go inside of that machine. This is like one of those little claw machines. And just take this black Posca pen. And I'll try to draw it in so you can see what I'm talking about. And then down here is the little stick where you control the claw, where it goes after you put your quarter in. And there it is. Isn't that cute? Alright, well, I hope you will go and check out all the others in my playlist and see how they are coasting through the week. And there are some really, really talented artists that have been joining Coasting Through the Week. And I really enjoy going and watching what everyone creates in a coaster mold. It's super awesome to see how many ways you can actually create in a coaster mold. Well, it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you on Friday. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.